husband and wife have been swept off rocks at North Bondi.
Oh my God!
The woman is found alive, but her husband is still missing.
As we walked around the rocks, a body just washed up on flat rock right in front of my eyes.
Tommy's on the warpath when two children are left alone.
They just left the kids.
In a danger zone.
They nearly drowned.
This is Tommy's second year as a lifeguard and the second Christmas away from his family.
Christmas Day, every year, I get a photo with my kids down at North Bondi. They set a tree up.
He's got 4 kids and gives up his whole Christmas Day to come down here and help out, and it just speaks volumes of the type of guy he is.
As a former champion paddler, Tommy knows his way around a board.
Yeah, I'm going.
Mid-afternoon, he sees a parent's worst nightmare. 2 children way out of their depth.
I could just see a clubby going to someone. From the beach, all I could see was floaties. One of the floaties I was looking at, I could just see the hat, so I couldn't even see the head. I went straight out. There was a clubby there with the kids. I don't know how old the kids were, maybe 4, maybe 6. But it's just not where kids should be. It's real deep water, and it just runs out so quick. Those little things, they aren't going to save anyone. All they're going to do in those things is float them out through the river.
The children are oblivious to the danger they were in. Their parents are nowhere to be seen.
Where's your mum and dad? What are these kids doing there? Who's responsible? Are you with them? Stay in the flags. Yeah, stay in the flag. I went around looking with the kids for the parents and just couldn't find anyone.
Where's your mum and dad?
I can't leave my post. I knew where the parents were. They were up the hill, but they weren't anywhere near the water.
The parents, more than 200 metres from where their kids were swimming.
They just left the kids. Just left the kids go. They nearly drowned. I can't go up, mate, but I get fired up because I've got 4 kids, and when they're near the water, it's really important to know every second that where they are. And these guys, they're not even anywhere near the beach. They're not even on the beach. They're up near the trees. We're not babysitters down here. So if I had got there any later, good chance I'd drown.
They asked us to leave, and they said it's dangerous. So why did I stay? They already said that we're taking the flags off.
Check this out in front here. These guys in the rip here. There was a couple of guys in a rip, in trouble, right in front of the tower. Bacon took off. He really pinned it down to the water at high speed, and then Maxi Ashford back Bacon up.
2 gentlemen started to go underwater, and a few members of the public started paddling out to try and help them.
Attention, please come back to shore immediately.
I know it's natural instinct for people to go and help, but often it makes the situation a little worse for us as lifeguards. It was good that I'd seen Max coming as backup. All you can do is paddle out there and try and hold up as many as you can with our boards.
Needs to get the guy with the surfboard.
Here you go, here, turn around. Turn around, turn around.
The 2 larger gentlemen started pushing the people down that were trying to help them, so myself and Max picked up those 2.
Oi, Max! That guy there. And stay lying down though.
1, 2, 3, 4, swimming back, 2 being rescued. They're actually going to rescue people that went to their rescue. So Bacon's now picking up one of the Good Samaritans, you see. The advice I'd have for the Good Samaritan is that there's so many variables to every rescue. How big's the surf? How strong's the wind? How hard is the rip running? How experienced is the rescuer? There's just so many questions.
The flags have been pulled down. This is what happens if you don't listen to the lifeguards.
Had it been another 20 minutes, 25 minutes time when we're gone, that could have been anything. It really could have.
Okay. We just made it on time. We were trying to swim that way, and the water is taking us. He was trying to swim and he couldn't make it. Lucky the boys are here, although it's after hours. Thank God they did hear us. Very good boys, seriously. If they weren't here, we wouldn't have made it. Thank you. They asked us to leave, and they said it's dangerous. So why did I stay? They already said that we're taking the flags off. So please, when they take the flags off, we should all leave the water, because it's not safe. Lucky we made it, man. Seriously, bro. Man, how bad was it? Thank God, man. Thank God.
Two scuba divers' crazy attempt to jump off rocks in huge surf.
Go, 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 go. So I'm picturing that they're going to be in a cave, dead.
1 p.m. and Harries paddles out to Ben Buckler to catch some waves during his lunch break.
It's extremely important to have exceptional skills out in the ocean, so when the waves do come up, I have to go out there and train. When we get big waves here at Bondi, the rips pull so hard, it turns into a real dangerous beach. And on this particular day, I was out in the big waves and I look across at the rock shelf and I noticed two scuba divers.
Conditions are deadly enough for swimmers, but divers, strapped with tanks and equipment, are destined for disaster.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I knew I had to do something. I was screaming at it. Get off, climb up the rock. Quick, 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 quick. Go, 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 go.
In front of Harries, the two divers are hit by a giant wave.
It threw them so hard into the back of the rock face that I heard the scuba diving tanks go ping.
Harries can't see the divers who have disappeared in the whitewater. Without a radio, he is unable to communicate the emergency back to the tower.
I was screaming up at the rocky shelf above, call the lifeguards, call the police. I knew if we got a 000 call that it'd get back to the lifeguards too.
Hello? Something's happened on the rocks. Harries has called someone to get the lifeguards down there.
North Bondi?
Yeah, North Bondi on the rocks.
Harries just found his someone on the rocks.
We had no idea what was going on. We didn't know if it was in the water, if it was on the land, if it was a resus, if someone had been rescued. We just had no idea what was going on.
For Harries now, I can't see anything. Okay, was he hurt or was it sort of someone else, do you think? Hang on.
There were just phones ringing everywhere. The police, ambos, Surfcom, everything's going on.
Okay, just stay on the phone for me if that's all right.
For all this to be happening, this has got to be proper.
Harries spots the divers being washed over rocks.
Go, 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 go. Come down, give me a hand. The ocean owned them. There's nothing they could do.
As the massive wave recedes, there's no sign of the two scuba divers.
I knew I had to get into the boat ramp myself, and in that time, I couldn't locate them. So I'm picturing that they're going to be in a cave, dead.
Before I knew it, there was emergency services, everybody was turning up. Yeah, it was on.
Harries is the only lifeguard who knows the last location of the two divers.
Someone took me behind. We could see a rescue board tucked up against the boat ramp. That's when I got in the buggy, got the defib in there, and I drove along the road and around the houses.
Harrison heads to another access point.
I saw two guys sitting there in wetsuits and dive tanks and two cops just interviewing them.
After trying their luck entering the surf on one of the biggest days of the season, the two divers are lucky to be alive.
What are you doing scuba diving today?
Just checking it out, man.
My eyes were just going from them to the 10-foot surf and rocks, back to them, then back to the 10-foot surf and rocks, and my brain just couldn't piece it together what I was actually seeing.
A big set comes in, knocks Colin over, and the lifeguard is like, get out, get out, get out. And then we start turning around, another wave comes, knocks me over, and then by then we're pretty much just like face planting against the rock.
Harries finally makes it ashore.
You know, I had this immense amount of frustration and anger in me, thinking how could they have done this to themselves, and then there was the sign of relief that, you know, they are alive and they're out of harm's way. That's 20 years working down here, and I've never seen that. It was like the situation you two are in. I've lost my voice from screaming. And I seen that 10-foot wave hit you guys. It's just like a pinball, whew, across the rocks. And I know how easy it is to lose a life, and that's as close as you're going to get.
The incident has cost emergency services thousands of dollars.
I can't even begin to comprehend what they were thinking, let alone if those guys got in the water, they wouldn't have come out alive.
There's so much water moving, you wouldn't even be able to see your hand in front of your face, let alone being able to see Dory or Nemo or... What's Nemo's? Bruce.
In giant swell, tragedy strikes.
Oh, no, oh my God!
The full impact of the cyclone swell is clearly visible on the rocks at North Bondi. On an ordinary day, this is a common place for teenagers to meet.
Ben Buckler's a rock platform that's at the northern end of the beach. It's a popular place for sunbaking and jumping off the rocks.
It is a bit of a tourist destination, and people love to go down and have a look at it.
In big swell, Ben Buckler is no place for playing around.
It can lull you into this false sense of security. You get these big sets coming through, and in between, there's not a lot of wave, and all of a sudden, what looks like a freak wave will come, and that's basically what happened on Saturday.
Late afternoon, and the swell peaks at 10 feet. But the period between the waves is deceptively long.
This alert tone went through and we heard North Bondi, so myself and Jake immediately looked over towards the Ben Buckler area and noticed people up on the point pointing out to the ocean.
A call comes through to the tower. Minutes earlier, an eyewitness filmed two people venturing out onto Ben Buckler Headland.
Oh my God!
Got a call on the phone saying that there was an unconscious patient in the water off the back of Ben Buckler. So myself and Beardy launched a ski.
Went to the boat ramp, and I immediately saw a lady who had cuts all over her legs. And so I just went straight up to them and started asking questions, and that was the lady who had been knocked over and was missing her husband.
We knew we were in for a difficult task. You know, the ocean was aggressive, the rocks that make it even more of an unfriendly environment, and we knew that timing was pretty critical. The clock's on for survival.
The lifeguards are desperate for information about the missing man. But his wife is Russian and doesn't speak English.
As it happened, somebody spoke Russian, so I had an interpreter. I basically asked her, can you show me where you went swimming, or can you show me where you were? As we went to start walking to go and pinpoint this area, a body just washed up on flat rock right in front of my eyes. My initial reaction was, oh my God, there's a body right in front of us all. I've got to go and get it, and I'm by myself. The emergency services were up on the hill, and I'm not even sure if they saw it. So I went to go and get it, but the next wave washed the body back into the water.
The risk of brain damage becomes more likely after approximately 5 minutes without oxygen.
It is critical we get in the water and start conducting that search.
You know, he's still got a chance, so we're going to sort of do everything in our power to try and bring him back. We sort of restarted our search around that area, and Beardy jumped off with a mask and some fins and sort of was swimming around.
More police and paramedics arrive. This is now the most critical rescue of the season.
It's very confronting to know that you're about to jump in the water and you're looking for a body, and there's a very good chance that you're going to find him. I had to tell the other boats to move away from me, because if I'm diving under and I have a boat buzz over the top of me and hit me, well, I'm just another patient.
Between them, Jake, Beardy and Chapo have over 40 years of lifeguarding experience.
It was just a really dangerous position because it was on flat rock and there's 8-foot sets coming through. So visibility was almost zero.
The water was murky. You see a shape and your heart rate's going through the roof. You're coming up, you're hearing the crowd. It's really amazing how your senses just start tuning into everything. I've got the waves washing in my face and I decided to go down. This is where I'm confronted with the gentleman who's stuck on the rocks. I try and grab him, but I can't seem to free him. I have to yell out to Chapo, you need to give me a hand, I can't grab him. Me and Chapo are able to free the gentleman. And there's a lot of current pulling against us and there's so many things that are working against you. We're fighting to try and pull basically a dead weight up on the back of a rocking jet ski was really hard. Jake was able to manoeuvre that jet ski perfectly to give us the best opportunity of getting this gentleman up the boat ramp safely and safely for ourselves.
Jake's driving was sensational. And then another legend from nowhere, just a bystander, came and helped me and Beardy, and me and Beardy had the arms and he had the legs, and like we couldn't have done it without him.
Beardy immediately begins resuscitation. It's now been over 20 minutes since the man was swept into the sea.
We have to start CPR, and we're not going to stop until the paramedics come and tell us not to. You know, once they worked out where we were, they were very quickly to take over and give this guy every opportunity. And they did everything. They tried really hard in a really difficult situation to basically bring this guy back.
After 10 minutes of CPR, paramedics pronounce the man dead.
This is just a really tragic accident. Unfortunately, this couple had ventured out in an area that they were unfamiliar with. You know, their intention wasn't to come down to Bondi with any risky behaviour. They were just not informed about the power of the ocean. For me, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to be involved in that situation and actually see the gentleman pass away, really, and in front of his wife. There's nothing more that we could have done. This particular incident, the odds were just against us, the gentleman, but operationally I couldn't be more proud of our team.
This guy has a hard drive full of trouble.
What? You can't take photos like that.
Well done. Lovely.
Bondi is definitely one of the most photographed beaches in the world. People that come down and like love taking photos and they're passionate about it and they take photos of the landscape and the waves and the sand and everything, but then you get that small minority that do come down here and abuse the right to use a camera. I saw like a few girls and they were like yelling at this gentleman and they were saying, oh, delete the photo, delete the photo. They're obviously sunbaking topless.
No? What? What? You can't take photos like that.
Okay.
No, here we go. Look, delete. Which one? This one? That one? Yeah, delete. Oh, look, delete.
There's a guy on the beach and he's blatantly taking photos of girls with their tops off.
I think a bit violated. I can't even come to the beach and sunbake without photos taken on me. He was just right there, but like kneeling with his camera pointing right at us. Like, it wasn't like even hidden or anything, it was just right there.
Mate, I can call the police.
No English.
No English, like, woo, 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 woo. Police.
He said he didn't speak any English and he said he didn't know what he was doing, but it's hard to say. I think he knew exactly what he was doing.
Delete. You're a creep. Yeah, I'm just gonna take your memory card, eh? There's too many. If I don't take this, you will go to the police to go like this, like the police will come, okay? Because you can't take photos of the girls.
Oh, it's something that a lifeguard can do if you think there's photos on there that shouldn't be. You can dispose of it.
When you get the card, got the heavy-duty shears out. I'm gonna cut it in half. There's no more card. Everyone's happy. He's going home. Case closed, yeah. Jake 1, pervert 0.